think our readings today, particularly our first reading and our gospel, offer us two sort of thoughts for reflection, two things that maybe tie in to the reality of our lives these days. The first one comes in that first reading from the prophet Isaiah. You'll notice that Cyrus, not a member of the Israelites, not part of the faith community, is named. And that's very important in our scripture, in the Bible. When a person is named, it means they have power. It means they have prominence. It means that they have a special place in the reality of the faith story. Cyrus is called from outside the community to lead the Israelites back to Jerusalem, not one of their own. In fact, God is a little upset with the Israelites, but he brings Cyrus into that moment. He marks him, he names him, he stands behind him so he can lead the Israelites. Now, I know you probably don't remember your baptismal day, but I'm sure since that day you've been perhaps to many other baptisms, your own children, nieces, nephews, friends of the family. And what happens at the very first thing in baptism is that the priest asks the parents and the godparents, what do you call your child? By what name do you call your child? And that's the first time within the faith community that the parents say, well, this is Mark, or this is Matthew, or this is Joan, or this is Sarah, whatever the name. And almost right after that, after the parents and the godparents ask for baptism, the priest marks that child with the sign of the cross. So from the very, we might say, beginning of our life, we're marked. We're called by God, just like Cyrus was. We're named. It gives us power. It gives us importance. It places us in the faith story. Maybe not as spectacular as Cyrus, but we're there. We're part of the journey of faith. And that leads into our gospel. You know, the religious leaders, once again, trying to trip Jesus up, trying to find something wrong. Should we pay the tax or shouldn't we? And then we have that famous phrase that we've heard many, many times. Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Give to God what belongs to God. And I could go on now for many minutes debating what belongs to Caesar. What are we talking about there? Is it money? Is it taxes? It's all kinds of things. It's the things of the world. But for me, the most important phrase there is give to God what belongs to God. Well, what belongs to God? Our life. From the moment we're knit in our mother's womb, God marks us. God claims us. And all he asks of us in living of life is to give that life. For Cyrus, it was to be a great leader. For Paul, it was to be a great preacher. For us, it can be any number of things, a multitude of things. Things that we think are important, things that we think are not all that important, but they are important to God. And what he is asking us is to live that life out, to give it for ourselves, for our family, for the people that we encounter, but most importantly, to give it for God.